Yes, because we want to make it as simple as possible. And remember, when we multiply by the least common denominator, we're not changing the solutions because we multiply both sides. So what would be the least common denominator? Yes, 12 over 1, 12 over 1, 12 over 1. Excellent. Simplify before you multiply. That's the whole purpose. So then we have 3x minus 42 greater than or equal to. I simplify by 6. So then this is 2x minus 14. And I'll simplify by 12. And this is plus 1. So multiplying both sides by 12 did not change the symbol of the inequality because we multiply by a positive number. But made the inequality much easier to solve. Combine like terms first. 3x minus 42 greater equal to 2x minus 13. That's the first step. And then move 2x and move 42. So x greater than or equal to 42 minus 13, 29. In interval notation, 29 comma infinity. X in the interval. Yes, that's all you need to do. Very good. Anything else? On what?
No, it's for the same question.
Yeah, don't bother with that. I'm not going to ask you to do any of that. No, I just want the solution. If you want to graph it, you can graph it. But anything else on this handout? Anything else? Anything else? Number 8. So the inequality for x, and we have 7x minus 7 divided by 7 in absolute value greater than or equal to 9. Here's what I would recommend. I see that inside the absolute value, remember we cannot touch this. But inside the absolute value, I can factor out 7. So remember the key words. Factor, simplify, no negative leading coefficient, and descending order. These are key concepts. Factor, simplify, no negative leading coefficient, if you like that idea, and always descending order. So then I can inside simplify. So then the inequality really becomes this, which is even easier than I thought. So then there are two options, the one with the absolute value less than or the other one with the absolute value greater than. So then which one is this? Good. So then how do I convert it? Remember, you cannot solve this unless you convert it into what it equals to. Say it again. So I cannot touch this. What do I write? In order to solve this, I have to write something. Awesome. Or? Excellent. It's the outside. Great, Tiffany. Great job. It's the outside. Greater than 9 or less than negative 9. Excellent. So then the first one changes into greater than or equal to 10, and this one into less than or equal to negative 8. And now I have to put these two together.
So you break it down first to solve it, and then combine it back. Like
I cannot do anything to this. This changes into these two, and now I have to write the solution.
Right, which is essentially just the plus and minus you put on the other side when you take an absolute value, right? The negative 9 and the positive 9. That's what I think of it in my head, and I don't know if that's right.
You cannot take the square root from a inequality.
Oh.
So I don't know. If it works for you, that's fine.
I was thinking because of the distance from the number line, would one option have to be, oh no, okay, I see what you're saying.
So the solution, x in the interval. Awesome. Awesome. Well done. Very good. That's it. Great job.
How do you get the negative 8?
I'm adding 1 to both sides. Negative 9 plus 1, negative 8.
Okay, does it matter which solution you put first?
Yes, because we read from left to right. It's not a big deal if you reverse them, but we have from negative infinity to negative 8, union from 10 to infinity. That's the correct order from left to right. But it means the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it shows that.
Is there anything else we need to look at?
I had one question on wording, and I don't think that you worded this same, I think it's just like, cause I know this comes from the math lab, but
Yes,
on
yes, please.
problem number 19, it asks the equation of the line in general form. Are they not?
No, I don't care for that. I only care for y equals.
Right, that's what I thought we normally did.
Yeah,
I
so
wrote
let's
it
let's
next
do
to it
let's
and
let's work on this problem. Let's work on this problem. It's a good idea. So let's take a look. So we are given a point 6, negative 7. So this is problem 19, and it's perpendicular to the line whose equation is x minus 7y minus 2 equals 0. So then the next step is
we have to get that equation on the right to.
yes.
y equals
So
to-
negative 7y equals negative x plus 2.
Mhm.
So I moved x to the other side and I moved 2 to the other side. And now I have to divide by negative 7. 1 over 7x minus 2 over 7. So all we did so far was to solve the given equation for y. Can anyone tell us why did we do this?
Because it gives us the slope of that line. And
Excellent.
we know that a perpendicular line has
Excellent answer, yes.
not like opposite.
So it gives us the slope of m1. So what will be the slope of the line that we are interested in finding the equation for? Say it again.
Maybe negative 7.
Yes, the slope will be negative 7. How do we know it's negative 7? The product of these two numbers, 1 over 7 times negative 7 equals negative 1. 1 over 7 times negative 7 equals negative 1. This is the relation for the slopes of two perpendicular lines. If this is 1 over 7, this one has to be negative 7. If this is 2/3, the other one has to be negative 3/2 to get negative 1. If this is 5, the other one negative 1/5. So then the product is negative 1. Is it clear how we got negative 7? So this is the line that the equation is perpendicular to. So this was, once I solved for y, I determined that this is the slope of the given line. If the slope of the given line is 1/7, the slope of the unknown line must be negative 7. The relationship for two perpendicular lines says the product of the two slopes must be negative 1. Is that okay? Or the negative multiplicative inverse, whichever it's better for you. We only found the slope. We did not find the equation. So then y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1, where the slope is negative 7 and the point is 6, negative 7. Is this okay?
I wrote it backwards.
That's okay.
I put x minus x1.
So y plus 7, that's why I write them underneath so I don't make a mistake. But you can choose any method you like. I accept that. So x minus 6, so negative 7x, and plus 42, and minus 7 from the other side.
Makes it a lot less messy than the problem that I did. Because I
That's
switched the x and the y's.
Yeah, that's why I write them underneath,
Yeah.
because I tend to make an error myself. So negative 7x plus, is it 35? Any questions? Is there anything else you would like to go back to?
So
Yes.
the equation of line in one slope form, you just write 7 on it? Like
Oh, yeah, so the point slope form will be this one. I will not ask
This is
you.
how you want it to.
No, no. No, the point slope form doesn't say anything. This, no. Here's the general form. Very good question. The general form will look like this. 7x plus y equals 35. Who cares? It doesn't say anything about the slope. It doesn't say anything about the y-intercept.
And it said we had to put like, it had equal 0, so it's like, are we?
Yeah, you can move 35.
I would just-
Yeah, I don't care for it. It doesn't tell us anything. I will not ask you to use the general form. That's all I care about. Why? Once I look at this equation, I know a lot. I know that the y-intercept is 0, 35. I know that the slope is -7. What do I know here? I don't know anything.
Oh, no.
Yes, please.
Now, why did you put +7 instead of -7? Once you wrote out.
I did write -7.
Because the formula has a negative y and you have a -7, so the
Oh, that's a
two
negative
negatives
y.
turn into the,
Okay,
it turned into a positive.
okay.
That's why I wrote the negative and the negative here so that we see that. Because if I put too many parentheses, I may, who knows, I may omit something. But if that works better for you, you can write y minus in parentheses -7. No, a lot of students say, I don't like to write it underneath because I prefer to see parentheses. So everyone is different. Use the method you like, which is fine. Anything else? Anything else? Yes, please.
So remember before I did it all the way through for like the grouping by factor?
Yes, this is a polynomial equation, degree 3. We have to get 3 solutions, of course.
Yes, so that's where I got stuck, was getting this weird.
Okay, so then we have x to the third plus 3x squared minus 49x minus 147 equals 0. Degree 3 solutions. First step, if you looked at the other two, you probably made an error. You have to cover it. If you don't cover it, you may make an error. So, what do we factor out? Good. What is left in parentheses? If you did not write x plus 3 and equal symbol and 0, then you got something else you didn't factor, potentially didn't factor, I can't say. But in general, a student or someone may make a mistake by not copying x plus 3 first. That's why I always showed you this, because I have some experience with it. So now I don't care what it is, but it has to be negative, right? And it has to be 49. And if it isn't 49, then I have an error somewhere, but I will check. 49, negative 49 times x is negative 49x, and negative 49 times 3 must be 147. If it isn't, then I'm not on the right track. Yes, it is. So now I will factor x plus 3, and then I have x squared minus 49. And I know from the first day of classes that this factors into x plus 7 and x minus 7. And this is x plus 3. And that's how we get 3 solutions. So be careful with factoring by grouping. You must write what you expect first, because otherwise you'll try to make up something. Potentially, I wasn't there, so I can't really say, but
Is that x minus 7? That's x minus 7, right?
yes. Thank you. So negative 3, negative 7, and 7, and we got 3 solutions. Better? Perfect. It's so much. I mean, believe me, my heart goes out to you. It's a lot of material, a lot of things that we have to worry about. And most of it is review on this part. It's not going to be a review moving forward. Okay, anything else that you would like to go back to? 18 it is. Okay. So I see 7x minus 6y plus 42 equals 0. What type of equation is this? Good. So I need how many points for a linear? Exactly 2. When x is 0, please move 42 to the other side and divide by -6 and tell me what you get. Excellent. So 0, comma 7. So now y equals 0. Please cover it, move 42 to the other side, and divide by 7. And give me x.
So it should be negative 6.
Very good. So negative 6, comma 0. Yes. When x is 0, this becomes negative 42. Negative 42 divided by negative 6 is 7. When y is 0, this goes to the other side. Negative 42 divided by 7 is negative 6. So now I have to plot 0, comma 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect and extend the line. Always write what we graph, 7x minus 6y plus 42 equals 0. Please do not solve for y. Please do not use the slope. Move away from that method. It's not useful. You will see in chapter 3, we will never ever talk about slope again. It only works for the linear function and nothing else. Anything else?
So this is a linear
Equation.
equation. With the linear equation, you always do it the way you just did it, or is it just to get the random equations? And I see you divide it.
I divided.
Yeah, you divided 7.
When x is 0, this term is gone.
Right.
Negative 6y plus 42 equals 0. This is a linear equation. I have to move 42 to the other side, and I have to divide by negative 6 to get y.
7.
Good. So then I have x equals 0. Y equals 0. I have the equation now 7x plus 42 equals 0. I have to move it to the other side. It becomes negative 42 and divide by 7 to get negative 6. So this is the y-intercept, and this is the x-intercept. The problem is asking us to use the x and y-intercepts to graph.
To graph, right, that's what we're doing. Okay.
Yes. That's what I said. There is no need to solve for y. It will be a waste of time. All you have to do is to find x and y intercepts. Good. Next question, please. Anything else? Yes, number 12. Okay, f has a relative maximum at x equals 3. What are these relative max? The relative max is y equals 5. The numbers at which f has a relative min, they are 2 and 4. So this is for relative max. X equals 2, x equals 4, and the y is 1. So this is for relative min. Anything else? Number?
1.
Number 1. In number 1, we have 3 divided by x plus 2, plus 4 divided by x minus 3, minus 20 divided by x plus 2, x minus 3 equals 0. So I have to state restrictions, and the restrictions are x not equal negative 2 and x not equal 3, positive 3.
What number is that?
1. Any questions on this? By the way, what type of equation is this?
Is it rational?
Of course, it has a ratio and has x in the denominator. Excellent. So let's find the least common denominator. Don't forget the equal symbol and 0, because if you do forget, you're changing it into an expression.
X plus 2, x minus 3.
Very good. So the top of the first fraction needs, awesome. The top of the second one needs, excellent. Very good. So this is 3x minus 9 plus 4x plus 8 minus 20. Now we combine like terms, and we get 7x minus 21 divided by x plus 2, x minus 3 equals 0 over 1. Why am I doing that? Because 0 over 1 is still 0. Why am I doing that? To remind us,
That is the fraction that you should multiply.
not a fraction, but exactly a proportion in which we can cross multiply. 7x minus 21 equals 0. Therefore, x equals, very good.
And they,
What do we conclude?
there's
No solutions.
How is it most?
Say it again.
because we said at the beginning.
Yeah, we did this together several times. Please redo your notes. Please, every time after each class, redo your notes. You're going to feel so much better.
Why was it most?
And they create a restriction.
Good. Anything else? Is there anything else that you would like to go back to? Anything else?
Can we do 21?
Just real quick, I just wanna
Yes.
double check it or not.
Okay. So we have h of x equals the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 5. What is the base function here?
The absolute value, so x is absolute value, or absolute value.
Good. What is the first transformation?
So
Lani,
in-
any questions? Go ahead.
Right, so it starts with, it's like inside the.
Very good.
bracket.
That's the first step.
And x goes.
Very good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Jody. And number 2, the absolute value of x plus 2.
Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't quite
Thank
remember
you.
where we go opposite, I wanna double check I wrote my notes right. Okay.
Good. So now let's graph everything. I start with the base function. So the base function is this. That's the absolute value of x. Then you told me to shift it 2 units to the left. Here it is. Sorry. Sorry. I only shifted 1 instead of 2. I wrote 2, but sorry about that. So here it is. So this will be the absolute value of x plus 2. And then you said down 5, which I completely agree with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. So I'm going to try and make it as parallel as possible.
It would be like D connection.
So this is x plus 2 minus 5. Say it again.
The answer is D.
Well, you're not going to choose anything. There's not going to be anything to choose. I don't even know.
But yeah, that graph that you drew is.
Yes, yes. Anything else?
So we want to
I'm sorry?
For the next, question, for the transformations,
So the transformations are left 2 and down 5. Yes. Yes, please. Yeah.
So for number 2, I know you divide by 3, so we
Let's
get
take a look at number 2. So we have 3x plus 7 squared equals 36. Yes, I have to clean it up or factor and simplify, so I will divide by 3. So this is x plus 7 squared equals 12.
that means it's square root.
Exactly. This is a typical situation. Awesome. How many solutions? Very good. So then x plus 7 equals?
Plus or minus.
Excellent. Plus or minus 2 the square root of 3. We discussed 12 a few minutes ago. So this is x equals negative 7 plus or minus. And you do not have to separate it. You do not have to simplify any further because you can't. So this is it. That's all we need.
I have a question.
Please. Yes.
All right, I see how you got the 2 with the, I was doing this on the homework.
Yes.
You always put the biggest number like 4 times 3, you don't do 3 times 4, you always put 4 times 3. So you put the 2 on the outside of the square root.
Because I can take the square root from 4, but I cannot take this.
Right, so
Yeah,
you don't put
yeah.
that under the bracket, you put that on the side.
So the square root of 12 is the square root of 4 times the square root of 3.
Right.
So this will be 2 the square root of 3. I cannot write it like this.
No, I wasn't saying right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What I was saying was you always gotta put the biggest number that you're that you're squaring on the outside of the, I guess that's called the bracket or whatever that sign called.
It's just whatever you can pull out. Cause if you had 4 and 13, whatever number that makes, you couldn't pull from the 13, but you could pull from the 4. Like you could take the square root of 4 and get 2, you can't take the square root of 13.
Right, I understand that.
Can you show me an example?
Alright, this is what I'm asking. So how, you see how you do 4 times 3?
Yeah.
Right? So you see how you put the number on the outside.
Because I applied the square
I understand that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you can't put it like this, right? What they put your 3 on the outside because you get what I'm saying? This would be the wrong way to write. Because you're
Right,
not
because
squaring
this
it.
is the keyboard that we're
Right, you always want to square on the outside.
once I apply the square root, something comes out of it.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, yes, and the 3 will not be there because this is the square of another keyboard. So you're saying, why don't I put 3 first here?
Right.
Because I don't have enough. I would have 3 in front of the square root.
Yeah, because I was getting.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Anything else? Yes, please.
Number 14x4 minus
Number
4x.
14.
Yes.
Let me take a look.
Is it even and orange? Is that the right answer?
Number 13.
14.
Determine whether the function is odd, even, or none of the above. Let's take a look at that. So we have g of x, which is x to the 4th minus 4x.
So my answer was even and orange. Is it
No.
wrong?
So we have to find, in any event, we have to find g of negative x. So negative x to the 4th power minus 4 times negative x. That's the requirement. Every time I'm asked to find whether a function is odd or even or none of the above, I have to find g of negative x. Negative x to the 4th happens to be x to the 4th, and negative 4 times negative x happens to be 4x. Now I have 3 questions that I have to answer. Does this equal the original function, g of x, which is x to the 4th minus 4x? Does this equal the opposite of g of x, which would be negative x to the 4th plus 4x? Ladies, 1 second. And none of the above. So I have to analyze and say, is this identical with this? Let's look again. Is this identical with this? No. Is this identical with this? One more time. Is this identical with this? No. So this function is not symmetric. It's not even. This would have been even. And this would have been odd. This is what we showed in class. Please redo the problems we do in class. Just punching in a